What's going on? Is Bigfoot back on the feed, and a fishing game where you can launch a fish into the air and no scope it with a sniper rifle sold more than 1 million copies in roughly 2 days. And somehow that may not even be the weirdest part. The game is called How to Fish. It launched on Steam on August 20th, and on paper it sounds like something your dad would buy because he wants a relaxing Sunday afternoon. It is not that. How to Fish is a 1 to 4 player physics-based fishing game where you crash on an island, catch fish, sell them, earn money, buy better gear, complete quests, fight bosses, and eventually start using increasingly ridiculous weapons. So yes, technically it is fishing. In the same way Mario Kart is technically driver's education. PC Gamer highlighted one of the game's most ridiculous possibilities, launching your catch into the air and no-scoping it with a sniper rifle. At that point, I think we can stop pretending this is about patience and nature. This is an action game that borrowed a fishing rod so it could get past security, and people are buying it fast. The developer Dazed Games posted that How to Fish reached 1 million fishermen in 2 days, while current reporting describes that milestone as more than 1 million copies sold. That number is ridiculous for a game that basically arrived 3 days ago. And it gets more interesting when you look at the price. The normal Steam price is $7.99 or $10.49 Canadian, and right now it's discounted up to 38% off through August 27th. That is $5 or $6.50 Canadian. I actually think that number explains more about modern gaming than half the industry presentations I've ever seen. If I tell 3 friends everybody spent $70 so we can try this game tonight, I've accidentally scheduled a finance meeting. But if I say it's $5 and we shoot fish, meeting over, someone has already bought 4 copies. And this is where the whole industry stops being about one dumb fishing game and starts becoming about a much bigger trend. People online keep using the word friendslop for games like this. If you haven't heard that term before, it usually means cheap, goofy co-op games designed less around a massive story and more around getting into voice chat with your friends and causing problems together. Some people use friendslop as an insult. I actually think that's a little unfair. If 4 people spend $5 each and laugh for 4 hours, that game did its job. Not every game needs to become a second mortgage with a battle pass. And I know somebody is already typing, but these games are disposable. Sure, sometimes they are. So is a movie ticket, so is bowling, so is the overpriced drink you bought last weekend because somebody put rosemary in it and called it artisanal. Entertainment does not have to last 900 hours to be worth the money. That might be my hottest gaming take here. People have developed a warped idea of value with video games. We'll spend $20 on lunch without thinking, then stare at $7 Steam game like we're evaluating commercial real estate. Reddit discussions around How to Fish are basically having this exact argument right now. Some players say these co-op games are perfect because one friend sees them, sends the link, and suddenly the whole group is in. Others think the genre is becoming repetitive and that friendslop games all start to look the same. Both sides have a point. The formula is obvious: low price, simple controls, physics, co-op, funny failure, easy clips. But obvious formulas only become annoying when the game stops being fun. Nobody complains that pizza has cheese on it again, they complain when the pizza is bad. How to Fish also has one huge advantage: you can explain the appeal in about 10 seconds. Catch fish, sell fish, buy ridiculous stuff, make your friends laugh. You don't need a 45-minute lore video before joining. You don't need to learn 17 currencies. You don't need a spreadsheet telling you which sword has 0.7% better frost resistance. You just show up and start making bad decisions. That may be exactly what a lot of players want right now. And this is the part where I think the big budget game industry should at least be paying attention, not panicking. I'm not going to do the lazy thing and claim a $5 fishing game proves every AAA game is doomed. That's nonsense. But I do think some studios have forgotten how powerful one sentence can be. Get on, this looks funny. This might be one of the best selling pitches in gaming. How to Fish doesn't ask your group to commit to 3 months. It doesn't ask everyone to hit level 40 before the game becomes fun. It doesn't need a content roadmap promising that Season 7 will finally fix the thing everyone hated in Season 1. One of the most interesting comments in the Reddit discussion points out that when a $5 game catches one person in a Discord group, that single buyer can easily turn into 4 buyers. That is a fantastic business model when it works. Customers become the sales team because nobody wants to play the stupid fishing game alone. And I mean stupid fish game with respect. Sometimes stupid is a feature. A game can be ridiculous, short, janky, and still be worth playing. A little jank can even make a physics-based co-op game funnier, provided it doesn't actually stop people from playing. So no, 1 million sales does not automatically mean the game is perfect. Popularity is not a review score, but Steam's current snapshot is extremely positive. 95% of more than 3,000 English reviews are positive. That tells me a lot of buyers are enjoying the joke after they arrive. And the joke is easy to share. Normal screenshot, maybe I scroll. Flying fish plus sniper rifle? Now I need context. Then I find out it's $5. Then somebody tells me a million people already bought it. Now I'm wondering whether my friends are free tonight. That is a nearly perfect viral funnel, and it happened without needing a $40 million cinematic trailer. There's also reason games like this are perfect for the internet right now. They generate stories, not scripted stories, player stories. Your friend wastes the money, someone falls off something, a fish goes somewhere no fish should ever go, somebody attempts a trick shot that absolutely did not need to be attempted. Those are moments people send to each other, and that creates a type of marketing giant publishers have been trying to manufacture for years. You can design for chaos, but the funniest part is usually four normal people turning a simple objective into a disaster. I think friendslop might end up being one of those terms that starts as an insult and accidentally becomes a genre label people are proud of. Because slop sounds terrible, but cheap game I can buy without thinking and I have a hilarious night with my friends sounds pretty good. Here's the take I think will annoy some people. I would rather play an excellent 5-hour game that knows exactly what it is than a 70-hour game padded until I forget why I started. Length is not quality. Price is not quality. Small does not mean low value. How to Fish is a ridiculous example, but 1 million copies in 2 days is a pretty loud vote. It also doesn't hurt that Dazed Game has support behind it. Landfall lists How to Fish among the outside projects it has invested in. Landfall didn't develop the game, Dazed Games did, but the support matters. Still, nobody can buy this kind of momentum automatically. How to Fish has found a very clear formula. Make the idea understandable, make it social, make it funny to watch, keep the price low enough that the group chat doesn't need a congressional hearing, then give people something ridiculous enough to send to their friends. Apparently, airborne sniperfish qualifies, so I'm curious where people land on this. Are cheap co-op games some of the best value in gaming right now, or are we about 6 months away from everybody getting completely sick of friendslop? I'm leaning toward the first one as long as developers keep finding genuinely funny ideas instead of copying the same formula forever. Either way, selling a million copies in 2 days is a ridiculous start, and if the future of multiplayer gaming is $5 chaos instead of another $70 live service homework assignment, I'm not exactly complaining. Subscribe if you want more weird gaming and internet stories like this because apparently fishing game become overnight hit is now a normal sentence. And if this video gets 100 likes and you guys leave in the comments wanting me to play this game, you might just see that next from Bigfoot on your feed.